What up, friends? I'm dying of heat stroke, and today we're going to be reviewing BVNDIT's latest mini-album, Carnival. BVNDIT is a K-pop girl group that debuted last year with their first mini-album called B, which I also reviewed. BVNDIT are one of those rookies that actually managed to gain a foothold in the K-pop sphere recently, seeing more success, and they've become one of the rookies that I've actually taken a personal interest in as well. BVNDIT still seem to be in a bit of a trial and error phase, using a lot of different sounds between their singles and their B-sides. However, they overall made a pretty solid mini-album this time, and I think it still does showcase a lot of their charms. As usual, an instrumental intro sets up the mini-album in the form of the title track, Carnival. I feel like it's pretty fitting, and it leads into the next track, Jungle, pretty well, with its animal sounds, twangy guitar, and also these pulsing drums, electronics, and bass. It's overall a pretty nice package. It also has more of a presence compared to a lot of instrumental intros. I feel like it just fits this mini-album pretty well. Jungle is a pretty solid comeback track. It also has a very interesting sample. It adds this sort of manic energy, and it provides a great build-up to the chorus as well. The marching drums during the pre-chorus, along with the danceable bass line during the chorus itself, provide a great sort of confident energy to the song overall. As usual, the girls have very powerful vocals, showcases a lot of their charms. I mean, they're a great vocal group, what can I say? However, I feel like the slower lead-in to the dance break could have been done better. It comes off fairly unfitting with the rest of the track. I feel like instead they could have maybe manipulated the sample a little bit more to kind of tie it in to the rest of the song. It just kind of comes in out of left field otherwise. The dance break itself is very good, though. They actually do manipulate the sample a little bit more, like I was hoping for previously. The sort of bouncy, danceable bass comes back in for a nice effect. I just wish they could have spruced it up a little bit more, though. It just comes off a bit safe here and there, but it's overall pretty good. The lyrics are also very fun and empowering, showing a kind of dominance in the industry by calling themselves the queens of the jungle. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's funny. Now with Come and Get It, I actually really like how the track starts out. The sort of muffled bass along with the shouting sample really does command your attention. The vocals are also very confident and do complement the tone of the song. The chorus, however, I do find to be a bit underwhelming, and I feel like it could have used more vocals as well. However, I do like the added quirkiness of the horns. The main beat, while not bad, I just feel like it could have used a bit more power behind it, especially for a song like this. It's supposed to be very confident, in your face. I feel like the main beat is a little soft for my liking. I kind of wish it would be a little bit more like Jungle in that sense. And also like Jungle, I feel like they could have manipulated the sample a little bit more. This song overall kind of just stays in one place throughout most of its runtime. I feel like it could have used a few things here and there to spruce it up a bit and just kind of give a sense of progression. The lyrics are also very cool and confident, giving off a sort of like power couple vibe, which I think is pretty neat. Now, Cool is probably the most standout song on here. It kind of harkens back to that old early 2000s pop sound. It's a girl power anthem with this pulsing bass, a driving beat, and a distorted off-kilter sample. Like, what more can you want? The subdued instrumental during the pre-chorus leads into the pounding chorus spectacularly as well. I also really like the weird, like, film score-styled violins that they throw in here and there, along with the distorted vocals. It just adds a really nice and, like, layered effect. The cocky sort of wish you had it background vocals, they had a really nice tone, and the silly keyboards that they throw in also really complement the song well. There's a lot of just interesting sound effects that are just very subtly inserted into the track that I think you might not catch the first time around, but they do add up to be a pretty cool experience. There's also this weird synth-pop touch to the bridge that rounds the song off. It's just like a smorgasbord of sounds, but weirdly enough, they all work together. Some might not like that the song is entirely in English, but I honestly think it's a good thing that they're trying to branch out a little bit more, especially as their pronunciation is actually pretty good overall. Plus, my girl, Jungwoo, gets hella lines, so I'm a fan of it. Children is a nice, slower closing track to the album. A deep, twinkling, contemporary R&B song is pretty much right up their alley, and this one is no exception. I think the simplistic beat actually does benefit this track a lot. It leaves more space to be filled by these elegant string and piano passages. This song also probably has the most engaging vocals from them on the mini-album as well. I think it was really well done, and I love all the different styles that they were going for with this one. Not to mention how well the background vocals mesh with the main vocals. The flow of the chorus is super smooth, and I love the subtle introduction of the electric guitar during the second verse. It just adds this warm feeling to it. This song also has some of their best lyrics that they've ever done. I don't know if they were really involved in the writing of the lyrics, but the lyrics are really well done. It's sort of like this emotive ballad capturing the uneasiness yet also hopefulness of growing up. It's like a weird sort of letter to their mothers saying how they're kind of trying to make it on their own now and they're leaving the nest. It's really heartfelt, and I think it was a pretty good way to end the mini-album. Now, while BVNDIT are still trying things out, I do think this is a pretty solid step forward for the group. Even though I wouldn't say that there's a standout track on the album compared to something like Dumb from the last mini-album, I do think that overall it is more solid and there's more variety here, which is always a plus. However, I do think that the group needs to be a little bit more confident and experiment with their instrumentals a little bit more, especially with their samples. A lot of the times when they seem unwilling to play with the samples or the beats, the songs just kind of stagnate and stay in one place. It's not necessarily bad, but it becomes a bit uninteresting compared to what it could have been if you tried a bit more samples, maybe combine two samples together, manipulate them a bit more. I feel like they just need to be a bit more confident on that front. All in all, it's a very strong project from a group that's still very early in their career, so I can't wait to hear more. Overall, I am feeling a strong 7 on BVNDIT's Carnival. And of course, we do still have to talk about the album cover on this show, and I actually really like this one. I love the combination of green and black. That's such a perfect color combination. I'm so glad they ran with it. I really love their outfits on the cover as well. It's just overall really well put together. I really like this one. I think it's a lot better than their last one, actually. And that is all I have to say about BVNDIT's Carnival. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you rate it? That is what I want to know from you, so let me know. And until the next one, farewell.